The Supreme Court has allowed a state law to stand that deputizes citizens, anyone, to proclaim themselves in a position to have a right under law to interfere with those choices that that woman has made.
Just hours after the law came into effect, protesters swore they'd keep fighting. The new law bans abortion once a fetal heartbeat can be detected, about 6 weeks in, before most women would know they're pregnant. The new limit will be enforced by private citizens. They can sue anyone who helps a woman get the procedure after 6 weeks. Doctors, friends, even an Uber driver could be sued for $10,000.
Texas has literally turned back the clock 50 years. So it's an incredibly dark day, not just for the 7 million women of Texas, but also to the 80% of Americans who believe that there should be safe and legal abortion.
There was a war on my body and a war on my rights.
The Texas high school valedictorian whose speech against the bill went viral in June is devastated today.
That life-changing decision of whether or not you carry that pregnancy to term and what happens afterwards is no longer up to us.
The White House called the law outrageous and unconstitutional, violating nearly 50 years of abortion rights established under the landmark Roe v. Wade decision. Vice President Kamala Harris said this all-out assault on reproductive health effectively bans abortion for nearly 7 million Texans of reproductive age.
I want y'all to pay close attention to this video. I want y'all to see the hypocrisy of America today. I want you to see how hypocritical this country is. Kamala Harris, they're mad at Texas about the abortion law. And y'all need to understand what she's saying. She's mad because they're taking away the choices of abortion, of killing an innocent child in the womb, in which you should have never been fornicating in the first place. It would have never happened if you would follow what God told you what to do. And God told you you shouldn't fornicate. You get married if you want to fornicate. He also shall be my salvation, for a hypocrite shall not come before him. Pay close attention to these videos that I'm about to show y'all.
Today, however, the United States Department of Justice has spoken loudly in saying that this law is patently unconstitutional and that the United States Department of Justice is prepared to take action and to sue, understanding that what Texas has done is a violation of the United States Constitution. That we agree that it is a human right, should be thought of as a civil right, which is all people are equal and should be treated that way. When people are able to make choices without government interference, when people are able to make choices without government interference, when people are able to make choices without government interference for themselves in terms of their well-being, been a strong advocate for, which is the right of a woman to make decisions about her own body and not to have anybody interfere with her ability and her right to make that decision. Been a strong advocate for, which is the right of a woman to make decisions about her own body and not to have anybody interfere with her ability and her right to make that decision.
So listen to what she's saying. She's saying that the woman shouldn't have nobody interfering in her choice on killing an innocent baby that she created by fornicating, by sleeping with like 10 different dudes, don't know who the baby daddy is, and she has the right to do whatever she wants with her body. But when it comes to the jab, we don't have no choice, and we not killing nobody, but that person is. Upright men shall be astonished at this, and the innocent shall stir up himself against the hypocrite. That's where we at right now. We astonished at this. We looking at this like, okay, you could go ahead and kill an innocent child, but we just don't want to be jabbed up, and y'all have a problem with that, but not that? Huh?
There was a war on my body and a war on my rights.
Just like that girl said, there's a war on my body. It ain't right. that the hypocrite reign not, lest the people be ensnared. Go back and read that. But we don't want the hypocrite to reign. And it might take all the way to the Lord returning that we don't have no hypocrites reigning over us. But when we see this stuff, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. The hypocrisy, it just angers you.
To use your word, how bold is the president willing to be as far as the private sector is concerned in the vaccine mandate area, even if they don't have federal contracts? Can the Department of Labor or anybody else compel major employers, the large employers, to force the vaccine mandates on their employees?
Yes. Stay tuned.
The large employers to force the vaccine mandates on their employees?
Yes. Stay tuned.
There is a war on my body and a war on my rights.
In these last and evil days, the only thing we can hope for is the Lord. The way this country is right now with the hypocrisy going on, it's just all we can hope for is the Lord. So that we may boldly say, the Lord is my helper, and I will not fear what man shall do unto me. That's my prayer to everybody, that the Lord becomes our helper. And if you don't know him, you need to get to know him. John 3, read that chapter.